This is so pre-COVID. Okay, my name is Phil Coleman. I'm at 723 Yale. And I am a research analyst and program manager for Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory, where I design and run energy conservation programs for the government. And I bring that up because it's relevant to some of my comments. I'm also president of afewsteps.org, which is a local environmental group. I want to start out by saying, first of all, that I'm not opposed to this development. I'm not opposed to this building ipso facto at all. I'm a little bit sad about the shops that it would replace and so on, but I'm not patently opposed at all. What I want to do here is focus on the energy usage of the building. And dense urban living is, in general, much more energy efficient than the way most of us live in this community, including myself. I don't think I need to lecture people about climate change. Just a little one tidbit that I picked up this week. From 1980 to 2020, the average number of catastrophic weather events with $1 billion or more in damage in 2020 dollars was 7 in the United States. From 2016 to 2020, the number was 16. This year so far, we've had 18. Okay. So what I want to do here is just make the financial case for a more energy efficient building. Okay. There's a whole lot of research out there on this. In 2018, I was a co-author on a paper. It's called Raising the Rent Premium, and I'm going to speak to it a little bit because I was part of it. We reviewed 39 papers on high-performance buildings. Most of those were office buildings, most of those Class A office buildings. In general, the rent premium for those buildings that were Energy Star labeled or had a LEED designation was about 5%. Energy Star means they're in the top quartile of energy efficiency. So 5% rent premium, and we also saw higher occupancy rates in those buildings, just again reviewing 39 papers, so it was sort of a meta-analysis. There was also a sales premium, and that sales premium tended to be a little bit higher, like in the 5 to 10% range for those buildings. Lower capitalization rates, so on and so forth. There's also, we found a lower mortgage default rate for those buildings, and we've done subsequent research that has really fortified that, and I could speak to that. I don't want to go off on that tangent. The additional costs for to get those plaques on the wall, there's been a lot of research on that too, and those costs are generally, quite trivial. So usually well below 10%, unless you're talking about a LEED platinum building, and that's sort of the premier designation. But LEED gold, LEED silver, LEED certified, you're talking about very small premiums. Okay. And in addition, when you build those kind of buildings, when you push energy efficiency, it allows you to downsize a lot of the HVAC equipment, okay? So your boilers, your air conditioners, and so on. So this helps sort of offset some of the price premium, or some of the cost premium. So my pitch is for you guys, I would say this, assuming this building's going forward, I'd like to echo Robin and make a series of recommendations. I think I only have 5. Number 1 is to push the energy efficiency well beyond the code. You guys are familiar with the code. I know Bill is. It's in Pennsylvania right now. It's the 2015 International Energy Conservation Code. And I think that can be pushed beyond, cost effectively down to 20, 25, 30% below. I urge you to pursue a LEED Gold or at least a LEED Silver rating. I strongly suggest, and you probably already have this in mind, that the units be separately metered. I won't get into that, but that is, you know, people use less energy when they have to pay for it. And then, this is a little unusual, but I would urge you to consider an all-electric building. There's no reason that you need a gas hookup for that building, none. And I think in a few years, that's going to be seen as sort of a passé. It's eminently doable, especially with a relatively low-rise building like the one you're talking about. And then, lastly, I just want you to, you know, I know there was I was sitting outside there and I missed some of the discussion, but I know there's been a lot of talking about the parking. And I guess I just want to, in general, advocate for less parking, fewer cars. And I want to point out a building that I hope maybe you're already familiar with. I love this building. It's at 1213 Walnut. It's an apartment condo building in Philadelphia. It has 322 units. How many parking places does it have? Does anybody know? Nobody knows this? It's 0. Thank you.
They park on the street.